Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be jumping straight into the price point and really giving you guys price predictions for AMP, the AMP token itself, and talking about really where we could see it going for the end of the year and the end of the bull market part 2. If you guys want to stay up to date with AMP as well as so many other altcoins across the channel, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. So before we get started, guys, I do want to talk about really where we're at right now, and then we'll talk about some of the bullish information and then go to those price predictions. So 3.84% of an increase in the last 24 hours. The entire market's doing very, very well right now. Bitcoin above 41K. It's great to see this recovery taking place, continuing to find greater support levels and continuing to see big things happen and take place for crypto. If we actually jump into the all prices of crypto, we do see a 4.88% increase with Bitcoin at 6.43% of an increase. Like I said, about above that 41.5K mark that we've been looking to get over and get to 42 for a while. We also see Ethereum close to that 2.5K, continuing to see altcoins do very, very well with Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. So I do want to talk about really the future of AMP. So if we look in the last week, we do see about a 40% increase, which is absolutely just massive. We saw one spike all the way up to even 9 cents, or about 9.5 cents really, and it's great to see this stuff taking place. So if we actually take a look at them last month, we're still seeing a 24.81% increase. So we have to realize all the hype that has been going on recently. We've had Coinbase listing, we've had so many different listings. We've jumped on just recently with the Binance.US listing of AMP token starting live trading Thursday, July 28th. They actually announced this, and it's great to see this kind of, like I said, exposure for a coin like this, a coin that has so many different, really unique possibilities and endless opportunities. In the safety security sector, there isn't many coins where they should be, and I think AMP is still not where that market cap should be yet. I still think it's undervalued. I still think there's a lot of growth to be had, definitely if we actually see Amazon partnering up. So we do have a lot of rumors of Amazon partnership with AMP Fuel, a surge in crypto values, but do they hold water? So that's the biggest thing, is we don't really know much about these rumors. We've heard a bunch of different things about the possibility of Amazon rumored to be looking at AMP and algo for platform payments and smart contracts, but how realistic is this? We don't know exactly. And as we move closer and closer to the end of 2021, I believe we will learn more about this, if this is on the table or not. But I definitely think AMP is going to continue to rise in value, and if by some stretch of the imagination this does take place, we do see AMP partnering with Amazon, do expect a massive profit for a lot of you holders out there. I do want to take a look now at another thing, and that is going to be this AMP really article talking about what makes AMP unique, and then they talk about the lesser known facts. So this is a big thing for a lot of AMP holders. Right now, if we actually look at what makes AMP unique, they talk about Flexa Network's native token AMP has made instant payment authorizations possible, cutting short the process of transactions. It is to the user's privilege that they can stake and guarantee on any form of value exchange, be it digital payments, fiat currency exchange, loan distributions, property sales, and more. So a dedicated league of consultants and investors has an AMP, the network's native token, co-developed by Flexa Network in consensus, an idea that really transformed its revolutionary ERC20 token, creating waves on the crypto exchange. So they also talk about the lesser known facts here. So a major plus of AMP is that one can transact rates as really the network expands, contributing to the phenomenal increase in the number of miners. Supported by a robust and high bandwidth public blockchain platform, the issue AMP has addressed is really accessibility issues in trapping fraudulent or really spurious transactions by peers wherein a confirmed block can trace the preceding block. So we're going to talk a little bit more about, I guess, less technical stuff here in just a second. So let's jump over to AMP specifically. So they talked about AMP community member will be hosting an AMA with Garda Wallet, and you can submit your best questions. We don't care too much about that. That could be a good AMA, but the real thing that we're talking about right now is going to be what AMP does for every single user in and out. This is what they specialize in. AMP can collateralize any type of asset transfer, whether digital or physical. Today, AMP is providing the collateral for instant fraud-proof transactions made using more than 25 different digital assets. And I want you guys to realize how big that could be. The idea that you have, security and safety as a section or really a category in crypto that's, really underperforming in my opinion right now, because there's so many people hyping up these other coins. You have to realize there has to be some kind of safety. There has to be some kind of security when involving this much money. AMP is one of those coins altcoins that does that very, very well. And I expect it to really kind of continue to rise, continue to do very, very well in the upcoming months and, like I said, years ahead. I do want to take a look at a few more things, though, specifically the price chart of AMP. So right now we are seeing that 0.0733, and I want to give it a quick refresh, see where we're at. We are still at that 0.0733 with a 4.16% increase in the last 24 hours. I do expect us to see, that bull market part 2 come into play at some point in the next couple of months. As we get closer to September, that was my original thought is, late September or even in October, we could see that bull market part 2 really kick off, but it may come sooner than we actually realize. So we'll see what does come in the next couple of weeks and months ahead. But I do want to talk about, the AMP website just a little bit before we talk about price predictions. So we have stake, we have send, we have repeat. So all of these are, features of the AMP token. We continue to see such really possibilities that AMP provides to their holders. We see collateral as a service, which is, like I said, one of the biggest reasons people are investing. We have extensible and open source, non-inflationary, and asset agnostic as well. So we're not going to jump into too much on the website. Just wanted to give you guys some quick features. Understand that, staking, sending, and obviously continuing to use AMP in the smart contracts is definitely a possibility on the AMP token itself or the AMP platform. Let's jump over, though, like I said, to those price predictions now for the end of the year by the end of the bull market part 2. That will probably be, mid 2022 or late 2022 at the earliest. So right now we are sitting at, like I said, a little low 7-cent mark right now. I think by the end of this year, we will make our way back to that all-time high that we saw around 12 cents, June 15th. I think, there was a lot of hype built up from a lot of exchanges starting to list AMP, but the accessibility is out there. So if people want to invest, they will. And I think there's going to be big announcements coming with AMP here in the upcoming months ahead. And with those big announcements, I do expect more hype to build up, as well as more actual, reasons to jump in. Sometimes hype is not what you want. Sometimes you want, the real accessibility as why is this coin this price, and why will this coin continue to rise? And I think it's obvious as to why AMP will continue to rise. And that's why I think by the end of the year, we could easily see AMP above that 12 cents and back to maybe a 15 to 25 cents. Obviously, if we see, Amazon come out and say something about AMP, or we see, some big time partnerships or big plays coming out there, we could even see much higher. Remember, that's a conservative, realistic price prediction I always try to give my viewers. So jumping into the end of the year, the end of the bull market part 2, where could we see AMP? I think, realistically pushing forward for the end of the bull market, we could easily see AMP pushing around 75 cents to even 90 cents if everything plays out the way, the bullish way that we would love it to play out. If it doesn't, we could see something a little bit less, maybe, around that 60 to 70 cent mark. Realistically, 60 to 70 cents is going to be that conservative, realistic price prediction that you guys love to hear. So I will say there's a lot of profit to be made in AMP, in my opinion. This category of safety and security is going to continue to grow in the crypto space alongside, obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you guys believe those are going to rise, believe AMP is going to rise, in my opinion. I think it's going to continue to do very, very well. Do remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, listening to me talk about AMP. Crypto is a lot of fun to listen to and talk about. So make sure to, like I said, quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.